I've been promising to tell a couple of nice Mormon stories. I can't find all the pictures. One story's in '74. I'm in a Citroen. This is a Citroen. Unfortunately, I don't have a picture of the front. Anyhow, this is in 1981, 82. This is my last Citroen I ever owned. Hey, look, there's a picture of me and my dad's '59 Vet when I was 17. Oh, that's me and my stepbrother again. Coming out of the greaser phase. That's what that was. There it is in '86. I owned it then. Wow, that's me in '86. That's the last time I had a beard. Be damn. When I was marketing those speakers back in 1980, I was just growing a beard for a little bit. Alright, this is what I was looking for. That's me when I'm 23, 24. We'll leave her out of it. And we were in a Citroen. We were going up to Canada, up to Banff and Jasper in a Citroen. The other story is in 1999 where I got stuck up on the Abajo Mountains. I had to hire these guys for $100 to drive me back up there. We'll tell that story soon. See, here's a little elk. Many elk out there. Truck got stuck in a snowstorm. So I've been trying to find the pictures for a couple of weeks, so now I'll just have to tell the story. So I'm up at, and going into Salt Lake in the Citroen is one story. So I was with that unfortunate lass. We went up to, so we're going up to Canada. But by the time I get to Winnemucca, turned out it blew a head gasket. Eroded the cylinder head out. I had to drive from Winnemucca to Salt Lake City at an average speed of about 20 miles an hour. Keep adding water. So when I get to Salt Lake, which is the first place that can fix that radiator, I pull into a big radiator shop. The Mormon, has to be, I don't know, I didn't ask, takes us to his home, a big two-story place built, like in 1890. We spend the night, we go back there the next day, there's still more problems, he has to do more work, and he fed us, kept us at his house, and got us on the road, and I looked like that. I had that hair down to here, had that big beard. So, he didn't ask any questions, the bill was really reasonable, and off we went. Well, the other one is in '99, in April, this time in '99. And I'm up on top of the Abajo Mountains, sort of above Monticello. Look on a map, Monticello, Blanding. Well, anyhow, my truck had a problem coming up the hill. It got stuck in the mud because it started snowing. It was sort of a freak snowstorm. It was my own fault, but anyhow, I'm stuck in the mud, so I've got to walk about 30 miles down to Blanding. Well, it's snowing, so it took a week. There were some ranger stations up there, so you just stay in the ranger stations and use their propane. But when I got down to the highway, I stuck my thumb out, and right away, the first Utah license plate picks you up. Takes me into Blanding. Get a ride right away from the first Utah vehicle. None of these California cars were helping me. And I get two guys after a few days of storm breaks. I pay them $100. We go up top and get the truck. When we get back down to just the outskirts of Blanding, the truck breaks, the engine stops. Well, I think I know what it is, but it turns out I don't. I limp this thing into town. I go out to an automotive shop, and they let me use their place for basically a week. Ship's Automotive in Blanding. So every morning, I would go out to Ship's Automotive and work on this car, trying to trace out what the issue is. And after a week, we got it sorted out. No real bill to speak of. They just let me sort of use their place and use some of their time. And when I got into town, and I got back up top, and came back down, and the truck broke the second, third, fourth time as I'm trying to figure it out, people would stop to help. And one of them I remember distinctly saying, "Oh, I saw you on the outskirts of town, I was going to pick you up," but just then someone picked you up. So that small, compact area, people see you, they recognize you, they remember you, they're helpful. Then there's these other stories, but this is the nice Mormon story. A third one. In the late 80s, I had a little run-in with some bad Mormon cops. and they were bad enough to make fools of themselves. And we went into court, and I kicked the crap out of them and walked out, which really surprised me. I didn't know what I know now about Mormonism, but just to walk into court, expose a bad cop, turn around and hoof it out, just didn't happen overnight. This was somewhat time consuming, but it happened. So I fought the law, and I won straight up. Got help with my broken Citroen as a hippie, if you will, which I never was, but you know, with the long hair, what are you going to do? And got stuck up in the snow for a week, paid those guys $100, got brought down, got a ride right away, got to use a shop for a week. I'll tell you a true California story. I got more than one of these. I'm up on top of the Santa Cruz Mountains where I lived for 10 years, and if you're at Mount Madonna, you go about 6 miles up, it turns into dirt road at a certain point, and 4 miles up a dirt road. I had to walk that 7 miles, then walk down Mount Madonna, into Gilroy, out of Gilroy, into Hollister, and out to the Hollister motocross track. And in that 37 miles, I got one ride for about 5 miles. It took me 9 hours to walk. Wouldn't have taken so long, but I was walking backwards most of the time. So you don't get a ride in California, but you can get a ride in Utah. Of course, you might get a ride you don't like if it's the wrong time of the year. You don't want to run into John D. Lee or Bill Hickman. So those are my stories. It's the nicest thing I can say.